All right. What's going on, party people? It's Saturday night, May 30th, 2026, and this is Yoddah Live. I am Yoddah, spelled Yoddah, because film studios are litigious. And every Saturday night, we do what I like to call Diner Night. Diner night is kind of how it sounds. Imagine sitting around a diner with your friends and talking about everything except politics. Just having a good time, telling stories, talking about life, men, women, dating, children, not dating children, but dating, comma, children, parenthood, farts, films, comedy, all that good stuff. We'll talk about anything. And hello, Johnny. Hello, Alpha Girl. Welcome back. And user 5826. And let's see who else is joining us. Let me see. Splinter. Hello, Splinter. Are you the Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That's excellent. As always, people are coming in and out. Please tap the screen to like the live, share the live out, do the daily heart me. That's right over my head. If you don't see the daily heart me, it just means you're not following me, which is okay. You can either follow me or you can go down to the bottom row where the gift box is, and you click on that, and hopefully you'll be able to find a box that's, an icon that says heart me. I'm not sure if it still says that anymore, but, or you could just follow me and then click join on top. And all that join means is that you're joining my fan club, and that costs you nothing, but you get points out of joining a fan club, and it's kind of cool. So, send the heart me. It's one TikTok coin. Very simple and easy to do. And which is, by the way, a penny. It's a whole penny, right, to send a heart me. And then you can, collect points for just sending the heart me. Then if you make a comment, it's like another 30 points. And if you set a reminder, which you can only do once, but you set the reminder, that's like 20 or 30 points. All told, you can get like 85 points per live and ascend in the live levels. So, whatever that's worth. I think it's fun. I like doing it. I like going on someone's live, and as you get higher up, it takes more and more to ascend to a new level. Like, on Danny's live, I'm like level 28. And in between 27 and 28, like months and months went by because it takes a lot longer. Hello, Alex. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. And so it's gamifying the fan club experience. You send something my way, which is the heart me, and then you get points in return. It's all good stuff. So, I had a song picked out earlier, but I forgot what I decided. So let's see. Let me, off the top of my head, I think I played another song from this artist recently, so I think I'm going to play another song from him tonight. Let's see what we got here. Oops. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, this is a good one. I think I might have played this one before. I don't know. But I do like this song. Let's do it. video was shot in New York City, and it feels very New York.
Now, the mist across the window hides the light, but nothing hides the color of the lights that shine. Electricity so fine, look and dry your eyes. So tired of all the darkness in our lives, with no more angry words to say can come alive. Get into a car and drive to the other side. Stepping out into the night, into the light. Stepping out into the night, into the light. We are young but getting old before our time. We'll leave the TV and the radio behind. Don't you wonder what we'll find stepping out tonight? You can dress in pink and blue just like a child, and in a yellow taxi turn to me and smile. We'll be there in just a while if you follow me. Stepping out into the night, into the light. You babe, stepping out into the night, into the light. Stepping out into the light, into the light. Stepping out.
One of my favorite albums ever. It was Joe Jackson. The song was Stepping Out. I think the album is Look Sharp, I believe, from 1979. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let's see. So, wait a second. Maybe not. It's a different album. This is from 1982. Yeah. I used to love Joe Jackson. I used to play drums to Joe Jackson all the time. And, okay. So, looks like none of my regulars are here, but some of my new friends are here, which is nice. And what does text me at Annie, are you okay mean? What is that about? So yeah, this might wind up being a short live because none of the folks that usually panel up are here, but that's okay. Annie, are you okay? You mentioned, or rather, are you okay, Annie? You mentioned Aha, and of course everybody knows, well, most people of my era know the song Take on Me. It's just a song that has definitely stood the test of time, but just a few years ago, the guys in the band did basically a stripped down, almost acoustic version of the song. They slowed it down dramatically and made it more of a very slow paced love song. And it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And the lead singer, still hit those beautiful high notes, and his voice is still amazing, which, for someone who sang at that register, that is not easy to pull off. Very often these people, they get older and they lose their voice. And that's just how time works. That's just how age works. But some of these people who can't sing anymore are still out there singing. I'm looking at you, Paul McCartney, and John Bon Jovi. And I think Barry Manilow is in that category also. I mean, I haven't heard what his actual voice sounds like, but on his new album, they pitch corrected his voice so intensely, it doesn't sound anything like Barry. But Barry's really old. He can barely talk now. He's got all this surgery on his face, and I don't know what it does to his mouth, but his mouth barely moves when he talks now, and it sounds almost like he has a sock in his mouth when he talks, and I'm not trying to make fun of him. This is just what I'm hearing, and I love Barry Manilow music. Absolutely adore Barry Manilow music. So this is not any kind of shade. It's just real, man. People age. If they're lucky, they grow old. Right? And as you grow older, I'm already experiencing, losing certain things that I used to be able to do. I used to be able to sing fairly well. Not great by any means, but fairly well. I could carry a tune, and I'm not able to hit certain notes that I used to hit before. Now, if I, took singing lessons and did vocal exercises every day, I'm sure I could come close again. But that's still no guarantee that I could hit those notes again. It's just reality, man. We are decaying meat sacks. What are you going to do, right? So, since no one's coming up right now, I'm going to take a moment to read something that I found just the other day. And I'm going to read it, and then I'll tell you after who it is. I'm going to read this letter, and after I'm done, I'll tell you who it's from, and more importantly, when it was written. The day is coming, and it is not far distant, when ordinary, intelligent people are going to look upon the world as it revealed itself in the middle of the 20th century, and to ask what possibly could have driven civilized people into the hysteria and near insanity which characterizes us now. It will then, let me start again. It will be then impossible to explain how people who call themselves Christians or Jews or Mohammedans or followers of the great Buddha could have persuaded themselves that civilization was going to be preserved and increased and broadened by world war. And yet today, an extraordinary number of human beings are depending upon force and force to the utmost in order to accomplish what they seem to think will be a new and better world. In that coming day, we shall all know that such an idea was crazy, that neither armies nor navies, atom bombs, or unlimited funds are going to remake the human soul, that what we have got to have in this world is a change of heart. We have got to respect our fellow beings no matter what their color or race is, or their history, or their present situation. We have got to see that the poverty of the mass of men disappears, that ignorance is eliminated, and that disease yields to scientific knowledge. Then, starting upon that foundation, we have got to do justice to human beings without regard to the lines of separation that appear, and we have got, so far as is humanly possible, let me try that again, and we have got, so far as is humanly possible, to give thought and desire to the widest freedom compatible with the freedom and progress of all. That letter was from W.E.B. Du Bois, and it was sent to the Tribune July 13th, 1953. So this was 73 years ago that these words were written, and what has changed? What has changed in America since then? It looked for a time, and I'll just pick an arbitrary 50-year period. It looked like from 1965 to 2015 that there was some forward movement in the American culture. And then came Dump, and all that forward movement stopped. But that's as much as I'll say about that. Let's see. Alpha Girl, what's up? Hi, good to see you. Hello, Lady T. Thank you for the roses. So, again, if anybody wants to come up, feel free. It's Diner Night, which means we talk about anything except politics. I delved only a tiny bit into politics this evening, but that's as much as I'm going to talk about. Or maybe we'll talk more about it. I don't fucking know. Whatever. I'm open. But before I read the letter, I mentioned the acoustic version of Take On Me by Aha. And since no one is requesting up, I think I'll play that. It's really beautiful. It actually made me cry the first time I heard it. So let's see if I can find the one that I'm looking for. Take On Me acoustic. Oh, there it is. Is that the live acoustic? It's probably one and the same. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we know the original song, right? Very fast paced. One of the best videos still that MTV ever produced, in my opinion, or MTV ever played. I love the video. I love the song. It's a fun song. It's an upbeat song. But when they strip it down and you really hear the lyrics, it takes on a whole nother vibe. So here it is. Take On Me. This is from 2017. So, well after the debut of the song, because I think the debut was maybe 82 or something, 83, maybe earlier. And it's an interesting story, by the way. That song took a lot of iterations before it became successful. I think it was like the fourth version of that song that became successful. Thank you to the band for their continued work on the song. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this gem. But here is the live, essentially acoustic version of Take On Me by Aha.
Did you see how quick we were? First sign of applause and we were right back on. It's almost as if we planned it. to tape up this piano. Is it taped up already? Have you taped it too hard?
Okay, Alphago, as soon as the song is over, I'll bring you up.
All right. So, one more song in a very different version.
But you will recognize it.
Talking away. Oh, I don't know what I'm to say, I'll say it anyway. Today is another day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay, and take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. So needless to say, I'm odds and ends, but that's me, I'm stumbling away, slowly learning that life is okay, and say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry, and take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two.
Thank you, Beth.
And all things that you say, is it life or just to play my worries away? You're all the things I've got to remember. You're shying away. I'll be coming for you anyway. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. I'll be gone in a day or two. In a day or two.
Alpha Girl, I've invited you up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You're wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that is it's such a touching rendition. I mean, and the lead singer Morton Harkett was 58 when he did this version. You know, this was the original was 1984, and again they had a few versions starting in like 82, 83, and then the big international hit apparently was released in 85, the one that we know. But it's a significant amount of time had gone by, like 32, 33 years. And then they redid it. And, that's a testament to their musicianship also, that they could rework such a well-known song, create a new version of it. And the new version is absolutely beautiful. I find it very, very, very touching, very moving, and especially I think now that I'm older. I mean, I was 20 when this song came out, and now I'm 62. And so I've been through some shit, and I relate to the song even more, especially when he says, "Say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry." It's a great line. It's a great line. So, Alpha Girl, any luck coming up, or what's up? Buffalo Soldier's Son, that's a perfect way to describe it. He says, this rendition is touched with a melancholy longing for our younger days and its innocence. Yeah, that's a great way to sum it up. Because when you're older, even the stuff you did as a youth means something different to you. Your laugh type is giving you some grief. Yeah, I don't know if you can go live on the. Are you going through a web browser? I don't think you can panel if you're on a web browser. So if you switch to your phone, you'll be able to come up. But yeah, and of course, anybody else that feels like they want to come up, do. And if nobody comes up, then I'll shut things down. But anyway, there you go. Your iPad will work for sure. So, yeah, I love when bands do that. And sometimes I just, bands don't change a song at all, but I'll hear a song that I've heard all my life, as far as I can remember. Like the best example I could think of happened to me recently. I was, I've been listening to Wild Horses from the Stones ever since I was a child, in single digits age, right? And then I heard it as an adult. I think it was like last year or so. And suddenly, like, I was crying, and I realized, wow, this is a really beautiful song. Angie, same thing from the Stones. So that, I think that's just a natural thing. You get older, and things mean something else. Like, like now that I'm in my 60s, and I felt this way for a while too. But now that I'm in my 60s, the time has taken on a different meaning in my life. Like, I know I have fewer birthdays in front of me than I do behind me. And that's, I don't know for sure that's the persistent rumor, right? But that's one of the consequences of getting older, is I just have a different orientation to time. We've got some really good comments here. Let me get back to some of them. Oh, thank you for the heart, me lady T. I appreciate it. So Buffalo Soldier's Son is saying, ours is a unique experience. We are the generation that last experienced an analog world and the first to experience the new technological world and all its troublesome worries. That's actually poetic, Buffalo Soldier's Son. Thank you. Yeah. And I think life has contextual changes constantly. I've been through the same kind of struggles and grief that everybody goes through. You know, I've had relationships end that I didn't want to see end. I've ended relationships that I didn't want to see end. I've developed friendships that mean the world to me. Sometimes, you know, like Chicago says, don't know what you got until it's gone. That's definitely been true on many occasions in my life. You know, and so you look back at things, and hopefully what happens is that you take all that information and you become a better person. That's what my goal has been. Since I was 23 years old and I got into personal development, my goal was to become a better person than I was, because I wasn't a good person. I was someone that caused a lot of fucking grief and a lot of heartache and a lot of havoc. And it wasn't intentional, but that doesn't matter. If you step on someone's foot accidentally, it still hurts them, right? So it's a mildly redeeming quality in me that I never did it on purpose, but I was doing it too often and to too many people. And it was just neglect. It was being self-centered and not being mindful of the world around me, and just focusing on myself and being selfish, you know. Now I'm self-prioritized, but I'm not selfish. I seek to help people, you know, like some of you have been here when I've had, you know, what could be considered very confrontational conversations with people, but it was all in the name of helping that person break through to something different and something better about themselves. And, you know, I'm all for that, you know. Yeah, facing one's own mortality, the loss of parents, friends, furry family, etc. Yeah. One doesn't get over these things. They get used to that particular feeling of loss. Yeah, I heard Billy Bob Thornton say something absolutely beautiful. He was talking about his brother's passing, and he said, "There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of him and that I don't feel sad about the fact that he's not here, because he brought something that only he could bring to the world, his particular kind of uniqueness." And he said, and I think it's right that I'm 50% happy and 50% sad at all times, because that's how I honor my brother. And that's a beautiful sentiment to me. You know, because you know, we all experience loss. It's just, I can't imagine a person that grows into adulthood, especially their 50s, 60s, and beyond, and hasn't experienced loss. I've been lucky in the amount of loss and the type of loss that I've experienced. Like, not that many people close to me have passed away. I don't know how that's possible, since that's usually not the case, but you know, and I'm even counting my mother in there. I was not close to my mother. I didn't like my mother. She was a horrible mother to me. So, and luckily her passing was not a surprise. You know, we knew it was coming. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2013, and we saw the slow degradation. She never got really bad where she forgot everybody. But, you know, we could see that she had been affected. And, you know, it finally took her out in December of 2024. But like my father, I had really almost no connection to him, and he passed when I was 12, and I never shed a tear for him. And frankly, I haven't shed a tear for my mother, and I don't know that I will. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I don't have any agenda about it. But you know, there's only been like a couple people. Like the first time I cried at a funeral, I was 35 years old, and I had been to a bunch of funerals at that point. And this was my next door neighbor's father, And I didn't expect to cry. I didn't, like I knew him, but I wasn't like, he wasn't like my friend. He was my next door neighbor's father. But something about that touched me. And as we were all filing out and I was walking past the coffin, I started crying. And, that was one of maybe two times. Or was there another time? I don't even know if I cried at any other funeral. I was sad at a couple others. My ex-wife's uncle Frankie. He was like the lost member of the Rat Pack, an older Italian guy, and just always dressed immaculately. And he had health issues and all that, and he struggled, but you would not catch him out of his house without being just dressed to the nines. He always had a suit on, usually a 3-piece suit. Like, he just always looked great, just a very dignified kind of guy. And so, I know there's not that many of those guys left. So when he went, it felt like a library burning to the ground, and so, the things definitely moved me and touched me, but for some reason, I just don't have like this long list of people. Like, I know people that have been in dozens of funerals and many of them people that they were very close to. And somehow I escaped that fate. I don't know if that is just a matter of circumstance or that has something to do with me, but it is what it is. No worries, Buffalo Soldier. There's nothing to be sorry for. I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm okay, thankfully. I kind of accept how life is. I kind of accept that I don't know where we come from, why we're here, or where we go after. I'm very much like Hamlet when he said, "Death is the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns." That was in the famous To Be or Not to Be soliloquy. And all he was saying there is that since nobody comes back after they pass, we can't ask them how it is. And to describe it as the undiscovered country, well, that's just Shakespeare being Shakespeare, But all right, man. Take care, Buffalo Soldier. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Listen to me. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So anyway. I don't know if anybody is coming up at this point. Alpha Girl, what's the story? What do we got? Are you coming up? Are you able to quest up? Do you need me to send a request? Let me know what's happening. And it's okay if you don't come up. It would be great if you did. I'd enjoy talking to you, I'm sure. Deconstructing, I know people found a new word. Deconstructing. I don't describe anything I do as deconstructing unless I know that I'm actually deconstructing an idea. But whatever term people want to use, that's fine. It's to me, it's just about self-exploration, trying to understand what my beliefs are. Like, this is what I've done for almost 39 years now. I do my best to understand what my beliefs are, if those beliefs are serving me in a positive way or if they're hindering my growth. And if it's the latter, I have to get rid of them, but I can't just get rid of a belief that's not working. I have to replace it with a belief that does work. And when I was 23 and started doing this stuff, well, really, I started when I was 24. I got into self-development when I was 23, but this particular pursuit of introspection, I started when I was 24. And I had a lot to deal with back then. I had a lot of learning. I had hot button issues that were affecting me immediately and that I had to address. Otherwise, my life was going to be a nightmare and might not have been long. My life might have been cut short because of the damage that I was doing to myself. So, all this work that I do has been focused on that. But now that I'm older and have been doing it for a long time, obviously the immediacy that I had at 24 is not there. I put out all the main fires now. It's mostly been about refinement, like paying attention to what makes me angry and why. Because anger is not a particularly useful response to certain things. And I like to pay attention to the times when I'm angry because I feel that something unjust has happened to me. Because my suspicion is that if I have that feeling, I'm probably not thinking right. I'm probably not perceiving the situation accurately. Because Sean Penn said this in that film with Michael J. Fox. I forget the title of it right now, but he said, nothing's happening to no one. It's all just happening. And I love that. I love that idea. Nothing is happening to me. Even when I'm suffering, I remember just about 2 years ago, I was driving and my car conked out. Turned out that the transmission was fucked. And I was really upset about this, but I understood that what was happening wasn't happening to me, even though it was a huge problem. Because, I pay my bills, or I used to pay my bills at that time from driving. And if I couldn't drive, I couldn't pay my bills. Rent was due. If I had paid rent, I wouldn't have had money to repair the car, so I couldn't make more money to pay rent the next month. And if I paid for my car, I couldn't pay rent and I'd be homeless. And even through all that stuff, I knew that what was happening wasn't happening to me. It was just something that was happening. And I wound up being able to solve that problem. And it took help from people for me to do that, and specifically financial help. But had I indulged in the whole woe is me, why is this happening to me shit, I wouldn't come up with a solution. I would have been homeless. And it's, it would have been first world homelessness. I still would have had a car to sleep in. I still would have had a gym membership where I could take a shower and all that stuff. Life would have been more challenging. It definitely would have been harder for, however long it took me to build back up enough money to get a place, which these days is ridiculous. But, the fact that I didn't become self-indulgent and I didn't play the victim, that was the culmination of all that work that I've been doing, of just being able to stay centered and say, okay, what are my options? What do I do next? And, next was, all right, I got to call a tow truck. and tow it to my mechanic. And then, all right, well, what's next? Well, all right, walk. The mechanic's just around a block from you, so you walk home from there and you go to sleep. And then the next day, you walk over to the mechanic and talk to him about your car. And on it went. Like, that's literally how I did it. Like, what's next? What do I have to do next that brings me a step closer to handling this situation? And that is the opposite of how I used to be in my early 20s. When things happen, I would just get enraged, and throw stuff and, curse people out, all that kind of shit. Beth says, studying leadership development helps one's perspective. It can. It definitely can. Some people study leadership and don't grow as humans because all they learn is leadership. They don't learn the principles behind it and how they could apply it broadly to the rest of their life. It's just like someone who buys a weapon and never goes to the range or never learns how to clean it. They only learn how to fire it, So all of these things are multifaceted. And I think from just a casual observation of it, leadership very often, I think, comes down to something innate in the person. Like, if you think about someone who wants to be president of America, they have to have an enormous ego. Because think about it, you're saying, I'm the one person who can run this country and fix what's wrong and maintain what's good. And, nobody else can do it but me. That's an enormous ego. But that level of ego is necessary, for the enormity of the job. And suddenly I'm yawning. Jesus, Christmas. All right. So let's see. Let me try one last time to see what's happening. Alpha Girl, are you still with us? Are you still planning to come up? Yes, I will invite you up if you can't request up. If no, I'll shut it down. Maybe I'll play another song before I go. Just a song before I go. That's a song I haven't heard in a long time. I don't even remember the name of it right now. I think it's Crosby, Stills, and Nash, or I'm not sure. Let's find out. Just a song before I go. A lesson to be learned. Traveling twice the speed of light. It's easy to get burned. It is Crosby, Stills, and Nash. All right, look at that. My memory didn't fail me. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Go, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. There it is. Really? It's only a 2-minute song? Wow. That's wild. Okay. That's weird. Why is that muted? Oh, that's odd. All right, let's try that again.
song before I go, to whom it may concern.
Beautiful.
Traveling twice the speed of sound, it's easy to get burned. When the shows were over, we had to get back home. And when we opened up the door, I had to be alone. She helped me with my suitcase. She stands before my eyes, driving me to the airport and to the friendly skies. Going through security, I held her for so long. She finally looked at me in love, and she was gone. Just a song before I go, a lesson to be learned. Traveling twice the speed of sound, it's easy to get burned.
Wow. Forgot how much I love that song. Haven't heard it in a long time, and it's from 1977, 49 frickin' years. Jeepers. All right. So I'm randomly going to play another song. I just thought of it. I was like, I just did like a spinning tumbler in my mind and decided on this song. This is from one of my favorite bands, Van Halen, from the album 1984. And I saw that tour, 1984 tour in Madison Square Garden. It was brilliant. And here we go. This is called I'll Wait. Peace for Grace.
Your magic breed, everyone who breathes. Heartbreaking motor drive. Are you for real? It's so hard to tell from just a magazine. Yeah, you just smile and the picture sells. Look what that does to me. I'll wait till your love comes down. I'm coming straight for your heart. No way you can stop me now. As fine as you are. I'll wait till your love comes down. I'm coming straight for your heart. No way you can stop me now.
This was the last album with David Lee Roth. I mean, of the David Lee Roth era. I think they made an album later on. And it definitely has some good songs on it. But this was a big departure for Van Halen because, of course, Eddie Van Halen is known as the guitar god of rock music. And the album starts off with synthesizers. This song starts off with synthesizers. And it sounded like when the break of the song, the bridge of the song came, that it was just going to be a synthesizer solo. But of course, he redeemed the song by throwing in a guitar solo as well. And also, this song is a song that features how great the background singing is of Michael Anthony and Eddie Van Halen. So, for my money anyway. So I think that's it for musical appreciation. Lyrics meaning changes with age. Yes, one would hope so. One would hope that the things that you knew as a youth meant something to you at the time and means something much different when you get older. So I think that's it. Unless anybody wants to come up, this is the last call for having someone come up. And if not, that is okay. We've got another one in the hopper. And I will depart until Monday. Although, who knows, maybe on my coaching channel, I might go live tomorrow. Not sure yet. But I've done 6 days in a row, which I haven't done in a while. I went Monday through Saturday. And most of my shows were at least an hour and a half. So that was good. It was a good week. Definitely feel it in my voice for sure, but that is a first world problem. I can live with that. I'll rest my voice tomorrow, maybe not. We'll see. Thank you, Beth. Appreciate you too. All right, folks. Well, thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for all the great comments and for going down memory lane with me and allowing me to babble on about all sorts of shit. So, again, I'm here Monday through Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. I usually do different themes now. Like, I'm not as much politics as I was before. Politics is mostly Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the other days I do different things. Wednesday is, I'm calling it Wednesday Wonder, which is where we talk about things that we think about. You know, things in the key of life, you know. And Fridays, I do music appreciation, where I play at least one album all the way through and talk about that artist or their music or whatever. And then Saturdays is diner night. So hopefully you'll join me for any one of those or all of them if you can handle me talking that much, you know. But until we meet again, peace, love, and granola. Talk to you soon.